It's going to be a lot of dead space there at the beginning.
Yeah.
Was that your intro?
Yes.
Just silently
to stare at you.
staring at me.
To watch you watching me waiting for something to happen.
To make me uncomfortable. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You did it just to make me uncomfortable.
Yes.
Mission accomplished.
Good.
That was your one for the day. Because, that's your daily goal is to find something that makes me uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And congratulations. That was it. Do you feel accomplished?
I do, actually.
Well, you should.
I feel as if my life's goal has been satisfied.
Has a weight
for today.
A weight been lifted off of your shoulders?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. Because it's like 5 o'clock. There's not that many hours left in the day.
That's true.
The pressure was on.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
now.
Yeah, and I actually also have a pressure building up inside of me.
Yeah.
And I got to let it out.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Hello and welcome to Nova Talks.
That slap you heard was him hitting me.
Yeah.
Metaphorically.
I'll add that into the video footage.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I didn't peek the microphone, but I, stepped away like 4 feet from the mic.
It's true.
Because if I did, the mic might explode, and we can't do that. We gotta take these back because we're renting them.
Yeah.
We're renting these nice microphones.
Sure.
No, we would go broke if we were doing that.
You got that right.
They were a gift. Because we stole them.
No, we didn't. Shh, don't tell anybody that.
Okay. I forget I said anything then.
Yeah, you didn't hear that.
We stole them.
Note to past Dalton. Edit that out. Also, edit yourself out right now.
This episode, I'm not.
Hey,
I'm not
edit
gonna
yourself
edit
out.
myself. I'm not going to edit
man,
myself.
it's just the Matt podcast this week.
Matt, why do you have to make that so difficult?
That's not that hard. You can edit yourself out.
Oh, okay.
It's no big deal.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
No big deal.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure it is.
Yeah. You just remember to get some extra footage at the end of this after you get up.
Right.
So
right.
there's nothing there.
And then
you just
use it for later.
Yeah. Just kind of fade that in.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that somebody does.
Hey. Same.
Is that where we are?
Yeah. That's
Is that where we are in this?
Yes.
We're the only people that believe in each other?
I guess so.
What a beautiful relationship we have.
I can't. No. Don't get me started. I was about to sing the song, and I can't do that.
Sing it.
No.
Sing the song.
No.
Why not?
'Cause
Why?
what a beautiful mess. What a beautiful mess I'm in.
This episode is sponsored by what's the band? Lone Star? No.
I don't remember.
No, it's Ted's band.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it
Diamond Rio? It's Diamond Rio. That might be Lone Star.
I don't remember.
No, I think it's now I have to look it up because it's gonna bother me.
I didn't think it was Diamond.
Beautiful. It might be Lone Star. Beautiful. Why can't I spell beautiful?
Hey, Dalton. B-E-A.
Thanks, Matt.
Beautiful.
Beautiful Mess. Is by Diamond Rio. It's by Diamond Rio.
There you go.
I really thought it was by Lone Star. Guess not. I was wrong.
Apparently not.
Like a lot.
Guess I was wrong, like every other else.
Not true. Sometimes I'm right about things, but only if it involves Toby Keith.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only time. Any other time? No, not. So how you doing, Matt? I haven't seen you all day.
What? You lying dog.
No, I have. I've seen you. I haven't seen you all day.
Well, okay. Since 1 o'clock.
Yeah. And I will be seeing you until probably 10 o'clock tonight.
Yes.
That's just our Tuesday night. We do the podcast.
The Tuesday
usually on Tuesday nights we do the podcast. Sometimes it's Wednesday nights.
A few of the times it has.
And then we go over to Logan and Diana's. We watch some shows and play with the baby.
Yeah.
Actually, the baby plays with us. That's kind of more what happens.
Yeah.
I should stop saying that. Though.
Should be very careful. Choose your next words cautiously.
But no, yeah, we go watch One Punch Man, and then I leave.
One Punch!
I was hoping for the mic to peak.
That's why I had to get way out for that.
Yeah, because if you want to get that high, it's
I have to elevate volume.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
Yeah, and you did. Good job.
Yeah,
A+ job. Ooh. You proud of yourself for that one too?
Yeah,
you should be.
Every time I get anywhere close to that note, I'm proud of myself.
Because you really got to push for it.
Yeah, you have to try.
I wonder who sang that. Do you know who sang that theme song?
Hang on.
Oh, you actually know who sang the theme song?
Well, it's a Japanese group.
Oh, okay.
But their name is Jam Project, actually.
That's a cool name.
Yeah.
I like that. Very, very standard.
Yeah. It's just whatever.
Now, I wonder if names in like that culture for bands matter as much as it does in the United States. I don't know if it does or not, honestly.
Well, and the weird thing is that a lot of them have like English names anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Or like baby metal.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. Baby metal is like super standard, but
yeah,
but it fits like perfectly as well.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they had like an interpretation.
I'm sure
in
they
Japanese, and then
they have one that they market overseas. I would assume.
Yeah. What a band, though.
I don't know that it makes as much of a difference. It might, but
no, I don't think it's as profound.
Yeah.
They have totally different types of music over there, though.
Yes.
Completely different. Go listen to some baby metal. Go find. Actually, don't just listen. Go and watch some live footage of baby metal.
Yeah. It's important. It's a visual band.
It will change you. It will change you.
It changed me.
Yeah,
It changes me every day.
Oh, you watch it every day?
No, but it's just I remember it, and then it continually changed.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. That's a whole lot.
That was a bunch of crap that I just said. But it did change me.
Well, I'm glad that it could do that for you.
Yeah.
It did for me too, actually, because a lot of people were like crapping on them. But was it Hetfield that took the picture with them?
Oh, from Metallica?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, and he was like, "This band is great." He's like, "These guys are awesome."
Hey.
And if he can say that, then you can't say anything.
Yeah. You shut your mouth.
So yeah, we're just rambling at this point. No, I have something I want to talk about today.
I'm ready.
Because we haven't done a count in a while, top whatever, in quite some time. Okay, and we haven't actually since the top 10 with Chris.
Yeah,
the top 10 favorite solos of all time.
It's been a while.
And this doesn't exactly have to be a top anything. We can just like say what we like, or if you would prefer to do it, if you would like to, because I know when it comes to making lists, you like to think about it before you put them down.
I go into meticulous detail.
But this will be good because now you can't do that.
Yes.
Now you just have to fly them off the top of your head.
Mm-hmm.
So we can maybe we can just compile a list together of our top 10. We'll each get 5.
Okay.
Okay. And the topic is favorite 90s cartoons.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And there's a lot. There's a lot to choose from.
There are quite a few.
And hey kids listening, there used to be great television.
Yeah.
There used to be great cartoons on TV.
It used to be awesome.
And it's not that way anymore. It's not that way anymore.
They used to all be awesome.
I'm sorry you grew up in a time where there were really terrible cartoons.
Yeah.
But hey.
And so much more censorship.
Indeed. Back then, not so much.
No.
People could get away with a lot of stuff and put it on kids' television. But yeah, so we'll go back and forth, and I'll say we'll each get 5.
Okay.
For now. And if we want to keep expanding, if we think of one, we want to say if we get past 10, then we will. But so far, let's just stick with that. And it doesn't just have to be like Nickelodeon. Any cartoon from our childhood. Doesn't matter what channel. just has to be a cartoon, or like animated, even if it's not like standard cartoon animation.
Yeah, all right. I'm ready.
You ready to go first? You want me to go first?
Either one. I don't care.
Okay. So one I was thinking about today was Cat Dog.
Cat Dog.
Cat Dog. When's the last time you thought about Cat Dog?
Honestly, about 15 seconds ago.
Was that about to be yours?
No. I was just running through the list of 90s cartoons in my head, like everything I've watched. And
I used to watch a lot of
there.
Cat Dog. I loved Cat Dog.
I watched not as much Cat Dog.
Really? I watched a lot of Cat Dog.
I didn't watch that much Cat Dog.
Cat Dog was one of the first cartoons that I started watching that creeped me out a little bit.
Yeah, it was weird.
But
that's probably why I stopped watching it.
Because it creeps you out?
Yeah.
It creeps me out too, but that made me want to watch it more because I had this fascination of like wanting to keep like torturing myself by things that creeps me out.
So you're a sadist, all right.
Maybe I'm Catholic, I don't know. No. But no, I like well, whenever you're watching something and it's so crazy but you like can't look away, you just have to keep watching it.
Why people can't stop watching a train wreck.
Yeah. But it wasn't a train wreck, it was just really strange, and I felt like I shouldn't be watching it, so maybe that was the appeal of it. But I really loved Cat Dog. I didn't know until a couple of years ago, after I'd stopped watching Cat Dog, when it wasn't even on TV anymore. I didn't know that Tom Kenny was the voice of Dog. I had no idea. Did you know that?
Nope.
Tom Kenny was the voice of Dog. I don't know who Cat was, but I didn't know that until recently. So now you know.
That's something.
But that goes without saying, or it goes without saying that Tom Kenny is the voice of a lot of your a lot of your favorite cartoon characters. He did a lot. But no, Cat Dog was really good. I'm trying to think of some of the more strange episodes. I don't know if you remember this one or not, where they were going to be separated. Mm-hmm. Do you remember this one? Well, you said you didn't watch it a whole lot.
Vaguely.
This is one that creeped me out a whole lot, because it was like a Pit and the Pendulum situation, Edgar Allan Poe style, and they had them sitting on a table, strapped down, and a pendulum, like an axe, was coming down to cut them in half. And eventually they decided, we don't want to, because they like wanted to get separated because they were like fighting, and they were like, we hate being together all the time, so we want to get separated and be on our own bodies.
Yeah.
And then the pendulum thing, that really stuck with me, because I was like, what if this happens? What if they actually get separated? That would be
the
crazy.
Show then?
Well, then the show would be something totally different. I don't know. That just blew my mind, because like, what if they actually did get separated? Of course they didn't, because then it wouldn't be Cat Dog anymore. But
yeah. It would be Cat and Dog.
Which wouldn't be as entertaining, obviously.
It would be like every American household.
Yes. But yeah. But then I made that realization of the Pit and the Pendulum later on, that they were calling to, an Edgar Allan Poe story, which was cool. But yeah, Cat Dog's on my list for sure. Now it's your turn.
Dog. Well, my first one off the bat, the first thing I thought of, Dexter.
Oh yeah, of course.
Has to be.
Yeah.
I think that's the one that I watched more than any other.
I watched a lot of Dexter as well. I didn't stay on Cartoon Network as much as Nickelodeon. I feel like I watched a lot more of the cartoons on Nickelodeon than I did on Cartoon Network. But there are a few that I watched quite a bit, and Dexter's one of them.
I don't remember spending more time on one than the other. It was kind of half and a half.
Yeah.
I just watched whatever was on.
Yeah, whatever you thought was good, you watched it.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing it on purpose. Like I just liked Nickelodeon cartoons, but I just feel like I remember more Nickelodeon cartoons and watching more of them than I did Cartoon Network. I feel like as I got older, I watched more Cartoon Network shows.
Yeah.
But
I feel like they were geared more that way.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. But no, yeah, Dexter. Dexter's
definitely Dexter.
It's a great one.
That's the only French that I know.
I think we all do. If you watch Dexter, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. I don't even have to say it.
That's probably
I don't need to say it.
One of my favorite episodes as well.
There was a lot of, the like epic snowball fight episode.
Yeah.
There were so many like golden moments in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then Mandark.
Yes.
Is like the ultimate.
Mandark.
You do it so well.
Yeah.
Was he your favorite character on the show?
No.
Yeah. Oh, come on. He was
Not
so
at
great,
all.
though.
He was funny.
He was like that guy you loved to hate.
Yeah.
Because he was like...
Dee Dee, my sweet.
he loved Dee Dee so much.
Yeah.
But he really just wanted to sabotage Dexter.
Yes.
And sometimes actually a lot of the time he did. And then eventually, the
Often.
plan, Dee Dee would spoil the plan,
Yep.
and it would all backfire on him. I loved Dexter. I think my favorite character on Dexter was the dad.
Yeah. Like the older I get, the more I like Dexter's dad.
He was so like
He was like typical dad.
he was typical dad. He was a little passive aggressive, and he was so clueless to what was happening, which is a common theme with most dads in any cartoon, it seems like.
Yes.
But I don't know. I liked Dexter a whole lot. It was that there weren't many like at that time like Science Boy.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of shows
like that one, and then well, no, I guess Powerpuff Girls wasn't really science-y. It was just the professor that was, I guess.
Yeah, but he wasn't like the main focus of the show.
Yeah.
Which was also a Cartoon Network show.
I guess it wasn't until Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron, and that came much later on.
It was early 2000s.
Yeah. But I mean, like, Dexter was like 90.
Yeah. Dexter
like
was
mid 90s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron was a great show too.
Yes.
I think I watched every episode of Jimmy Neutron.
I would say that I have.
Until it got canceled, I guess. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
They just stopped making episodes. Man, Sheen. I loved Sheen so much. It was a cool concept because usually with cartoon characters, there's the main actor, and then the main actor always has a best friend.
Yep.
One best friend.
Yes.
He doesn't get any more best friends. He gets one best friend.
You get one friend.
And when it came to Jimmy Neutron, he had two best friends that were totally different but oddly similar.
Yeah.
They both, because I mean, it was funny because Jimmy Neutron was brilliant. He was the boy genius, and his two best friends were like the stupidest people on the
Dumb
planet.
as a box of rock. One's a hypochondriac, and the other's just oblivious to everything.
Yes, which was an amazing dynamic because of the things they would say. The writing on that show is probably some of my favorite comedic writing, especially coming from Sheen and Carl.
Yes.
Because it was just...
Oftentimes, like, when they have their smart moments, it's, like, way smarter than any of the rest of the show.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, what?
Yeah, but they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Just to kind of offset, because Jimmy was... super smart, but he had no social skills whatsoever. Now, none of them did.
Yeah.
But I think he was the most socially awkward out of all of them, which is like too true.
Yeah.
Obviously, they had a friend back then that they knew, or maybe the person that created the show was that way. I don't know, but they like got it to a point on how that works. Because usually, the smarter you get, the more you're not going to talk to people. But no, yeah, Sheen and Ultralord. And that's the first time I remember like getting extremely excited about going to see a movie when I was younger. When that movie came out, I was really, really excited to go see it.
It was pretty legit. I watch it even now, and I'm like, this is still good.
It's still amazing. But the cool part about it was because Nickelodeon released it. I don't know if it came out. Did it come out in theaters or did it?
It was a theater release.
There was no... It was the opposite of how it usually goes. Usually, a series will happen, and then they'll get a movie. They came out with the movie first, and then got a series from it. But the way the movie came out, it looked like a TV show. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes.
I don't know. Because like I feel like they had full intentions when they released this movie that they were going to make a TV series about it, and the TV series was just as good as the movie.
Yeah.
And there's never really a happy medium in that situation. Whenever a movie comes out and then they get a TV series, it's usually not that great. It's usually pretty bad.
So I think they wrote the series before they did the movie anyway.
They probably did. They might have released the movie just to get the hype up so you would watch the series, and it worked.
Yep.
Or the opposite. A TV series gets a movie and it's bad. It's not good.
Yeah.
And well, except for the elephant in the room, SpongeBob. Of course, I talk about it all the time because We don't even have to talk about SpongeBob
Yeah.
because I'm going to eventually anyways.
It'll happen.
But that movie was great. The first one anyways.
Yes.
Amazing movie. But anyways, no, yeah. Jimmy Neutron was great. But Dexter.
Dexter.
back to Dexter.
The point at hand.
Yeah, I think that was like one of the because I feel like there were other cartoons that kind of followed in Dexter's footsteps a little
Yeah.
bit.
Well, Gennady, I can never say his last name. Gennady Tchaikovsky.
Oh, I have no idea. Is that who created the show?
Yeah, he had a big influence on a lot of comic writers
Ah,
back then.
yeah. Well, yeah, of course, because he kind of set the format
Yeah.
for that style of show. The really smart kid being socially awkward.
Yeah.
The only thing about
Well, it was like there was a lot of adult humor in the
Oh,
show
yeah.
anyway.
so much, which they could do back in the 90s because, they can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no one cared.
Yeah, no one cared.
And we didn't get it
We didn't get it, and the parents...
until like 15 years later, and then we were like, oh,
Wow.
oops.
I didn't know they could do that, but they did, and it was great.
Yep.
Because
It was just funny to us at the time.
It was funny to us, but it pandered to the parents too, which was smart because the
Yes.
parents thought it was funny, and then the parents also thought it was funny that we weren't getting the jokes.
Yes.
They were like, "That's really bad. I'm glad the kids aren't getting this. I'm still gonna let them watch it." But yeah, no, Dexter was great.
Yep.
Isn't Dexter on Hulu?
I think so. It's up somewhere. I think it's on Hulu.
I need to go back and rewatch some Dexter
Indeed.
because it's time.
Start to finish.
Yeah, that would be great. And it's also one of those shows that didn't have much of a storyline really.
Yeah.
It was
that
just
classic.
it was just episode by episode, which I like a whole lot.
Yeah. It's a lot more freeing that way.
Yeah, and then anybody can just come in and start watching it.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about the story arc,
Yeah.
which is good for kids.
I was 6 years old. I can't follow that.
Kids don't care. Kids don't care about that. They want to sit down and see bright colors and laugh.
Yes.
And that's what they did. Whenever I think of Dexter, I think of the colors black, white, and purple.
Yep.
Just because that was his
so prominent.
Yeah.
And super extra pink.
Yeah. DD was
Yes.
Oh man, she was
Also,
so destructive.
Dexter's dummy thick mom.
I mean, we all know about that. Good show. I don't know where it ranks on my list.
I'm not ranking any.
Yeah,
of this. I'm just kind of.
I do have one that's pretty high up there that I watched religiously on Saturday mornings. Every Saturday morning, I was watching this show, and it also caused me to quit playing soccer when I was younger.
Wow.
And that show was Recess.
Wow.
Yeah, Recess
Wow.
was my jam.
That good old. What was that? 4Kids.
Um,
WB.
yeah, WB. Great channel. Also had Animaniacs was on that channel.
Yes.
Great show. But yes, Recess. Recess was relatable to me because just like how everyone has that best friend, and TJ kind of had that best friend thing, but he also had a group of like 6 friends,
Yeah.
which is kind of how we were as kids. So it was
I mean,
cool
it just
to relate
followed the
to
whole
that.
classroom,
Yeah.
which was
was just
cool.
just a couple of kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it did. Like it had the stories of like the older kids and the younger kids and the group of girls. Like it was
had
it was
all.
great. Yeah.
It just felt like, man, this is our life that we're watching on the screen.
Yes. And it was even it got deep at times because I remember one episode. I forget what the teacher's name, the older lady with the gray hair.
Man, I can see her face.
Yeah, well, it was her, and then Spinelli and TJ like had gotten together at one point. And they were like boyfriend and girlfriend, and then they broke up, and Spinelli was like super upset about it, and then the teacher comes up, and like 'cause she saw that Spinelli was sitting there sad, and I think she had seen what happened, and I remember the teacher saying something to the effect of, "Doesn't it make you want to rip your skin off and scream?" Like something crazy, and I was like, "Oh wow," that was dark. But in those situations, that's how people can feel. So I don't know. I think that's pretty cool that they did that. It wasn't like a bubblegum show.
It was one of those shows that kind of, it didn't like try to push anything, but there was usually a lesson to be had.
Yeah.
From almost every episode.
Yeah. Exactly. And it was titled Recess.
Yeah.
Everybody loves
everybody
loves recess.
Favorite time of the day.
Yeah. So yeah, that one's, I think that one's like one of my, and I know we're not ranking them, but that one's like one of my top few, because when I was younger, Dad was like, let's see if he likes sports. let's put him into some sports, see, because Dad was a big football guy in high school. Dad was like, let's just put him into something, see if he's athletic at all, which of course, not.
Turned out, oh no.
I found my strengths in other things, luckily. But so they put me in soccer, and of course, practice and games were Wednesdays and Saturdays. The games were Saturdays at like 9 or 10 a.m.
Yep.
Which is exactly when recess would come on, right?
Yeah.
So I went to the practices, I went to the games. I was the absolute worst. I was the worst person at playing soccer. Like I remember at one point, I was playing offense. I had no idea what I was doing. And eventually the coach was like, "Hey, Dalton, how about you just be on defense? And just stand in front of the goal. Like, don't be the goalie, but just be on defense, stay on that side of the field. Don't try to go after the ball. Like, if the ball comes to you, then, like, get it. Try to get it away." I was like, okay, great. And I remember while we were playing, they were off on this side of the field, and I was just, like, stooped over looking at flowers. Like, I wasn't even engaged in the game whatsoever. And Dad was like, "Hey, do you like this?" And I was like, "I mean, I'd rather be home watching recess." And he was like, "All right, so we're not doing soccer." And it made me quit soccer because I wasn't at home with a bowl of Cookie Crisp watching recess on Saturday morning.
Man.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
I can't say anything because I was playing sports until I was 15.
It just wasn't me, man. And then, of course, they put me into dance, and, it's history from there.
That changed your life.
But, yeah, sports was not my thing, and they learned that the hard way.
Yep.
Well, then they tried basketball, too. I wasn't good at that either. Basketball. We had basketball camp at an elementary school. After schools. Mm-hmm. It was at the Discovery School.
I feel like I remember that vaguely, but I did so many basketball camps.
I remember it.
I can't remember.
I remember it
them all.
vividly because I hated it.
That will make you remember something.
I was having fun hanging out with my friends, but
yeah,
man, people just got too aggressive in sports, man. And that's not me.
That's true.
That's not me. The parents were yelling at the kids while they were playing soccer. The kids are like 7 or 8 years old. How are they supposed to be like that good at the game? Why are you yelling at me? Shut up. I'm going to go home and watch recess. Why would I be here and someone yelling at me to go get this ball when I could just be sitting and watching cartoons? Didn't make sense to me at all. That's why I didn't do sports.
There you go.
I got a bad taste in my mouth early on, and I was like, this isn't for me.
No, I'm done.
I'll be competitive in a different way.
I'm okay. I'm done.
I'll be competitive on my own terms, and I can do what I want to.
Yeah.
But anyways, recess was great. I loved how relatable it was. And I wish they were streaming that somewhere because I would love to go back. And that was also another movie, a movie that was good. Whenever they came out with the Recess movie, also a good movie.
I have like vague memories of watching it, but I cannot recall that much about it.
It was because they were like doing some type of like spacecraft experiments in the school, and TJ was like trying to figure it out. It was like the FBI, or I don't know. I'd have to go back and remember watching it, but I do remember enjoying it. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but it was good. So now it's your turn, man. Now it's your turn.
All right. I've got like 2.
Okay.
All right. I think this one was 90s. I'm not entirely sure, though. I think it was. But it was one of like those weird, I don't remember why I started watching it.
Okay.
Or why I started watching it, but I just did and couldn't stop watching it. And it was As Told by Ginger.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about that show for a second.
I think it was 90s, but I
No,
don't
that's
remember.
that's definitely 90s. But it's like later 90s.
Yeah.
It's like right before the 2000s happened.
Yeah.
But yes, I watched that show quite a bit.
Yes.
But it's like it's for because I know it was a really popular show, but I never think about it.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's like a deep memory. And then when I remember it, I'm like, oh yeah, I watched that
so
show
much
a lot.
Of that. What?
It was like
I think the weird thing for me was I was watching it before. I guess watching it before it really applied to me at all because it was like a predominantly teenage high school era-ish show pinpointed there.
Yeah.
And when it came on, we were like 10
Yeah.
maybe or younger than 10.
Because it had more drama than a regular cartoon. It was definitely geared more. There were probably 12 or 13 in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember. I can't think of her brother. Was it her brother that had the hoodie on, or was it her friend?
I think it was her brother's friend actually, the little chunky kid.
Yeah. Because I remember there was a guy with the hoodie. Yeah, I loved him. He was great. He was strange.
It's because he had I think it was him that had the like big crush on Ginger or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't remember if anything ever happened with that. I don't remember.
So.
I don't remember a lot about the show. I mean, I do remember it was.
I can remember like very specific moments, but I cannot. They're all very fuzzy memories.
Yeah.
Because I didn't understand most of what was going on. I was just watching it because
it was there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna watch it. No, I remember watching it. I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember. I didn't watch it a lot.
I think I watched it pretty much every time it was on. I think it was on right after something else. And I just,
maybe
kept rolling
just
into
kept going for it.
And I was like, I mean, I'm here now. I guess I'm just gonna watch.
Maybe I did watch it I just don't. Now I have to remember what that character's name is, because it's gonna kill me. As told by Ginger. As told by Kenya. What does that mean?
That's not the right.
As told by Ginger characters. Because he had like a weird name.
Yeah.
Oh and yeah. Now I'm seeing the characters and it's
too much.
Hoodsy.
I remember
His name was Hoodsy.
Yeah, just
Hoodsy Bishop.
I knew he had like some kind of cheesy name.
And then Courtney.
Courtney and I think
Miranda.
Darren was like the black kid with the braces.
Let me find him. He's not showing up on here. Wait, no. That's the one. That's the one she liked.
Yeah.
She liked him. Oh man. As told by Ginger, Darren. Yeah, Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one she had a crush on.
Yeah.
Oh, and he had the head
like,
brace.
Yeah, the whole headgear thing.
And then he eventually got it off.
Yeah.
And then he got hot, and all the other girls wanted to be with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that now. Oh man. Macy Lightfoot. Oh man, who?
She was the one with she was really awkward and weird because her parents were psychiatrists.
Yes.
And they were like, they just like made her strange.
Oh man. Her voice was she voiced quite a few other things too, I think.
What was the name?
Jackie Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in quite a bit of stuff. Wait. There's no way. No way. Sorry, I just saw something and I was like, this can't be right. Jackie Harris, because something popped up. It was the big comfy couch. But she can't be her though, right? No way. Because if she is, that's crazy.
Maybe she is.
Now I have to look it up. There's going to be some quiet time because I'm going to be reading.
Dalton's reading.
Big comfy couch cast.
What if it is though?
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
But she must have voiced somebody in the show.
Yeah, one of the.
No, the
cartoon
person
characters.
who was the main who was Lunette was Allison Court. And I think she was probably my first crush.
Wasn't she all of our first crush?
Yeah, I know that wasn't a cartoon exactly, but or not
It
at
was
all,
like
not
half
at all.
and half.
Yeah, sometimes, but most of the time it was just her on the couch.
Or the floor doing the clock thing.
Yeah, the clock. We don't even have to talk about that.
Careful, kids.
No, she was my first crush for sure. But back to cartoons. So yeah, as told by Ginger, I I hardly think about that show, but it was a.
It's one of the big ones that I remember that it like always had some kind of like thinking point or lesson in just about every episode, whether it was like don't give in to peer pressure or hey, your parents aren't dumb. You should probably listen to them from time to time.
It got real, but it didn't get like
too real,
too deep, too dark. Not into like real problems. I mean, there were like situations, but
it was like the pre-Degrassi age.
Yeah. But I don't even know when that show came out. Probably the 90s. Actually, they might have come out in the 80s.
Well,
because there's been different reincarnations of the show.
Depends on which iteration you look at.
Yeah, but I think it like first came out in like the 80s, early 90s.
It was just like Saved by the Bell Part 2. So,
except with a lot worse things happening in the show.
It was like drugs and stuff.
Drugs and sex and alcohol. Okay, so that's all by Ginger. Now I'm going to talk about one that we both enjoy. One that's very prominent. If it came out in the 90s, it came out in the like late 90s.
Yeah.
And it's Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
That one's also pretty up there.
I think it was early 2000s, but it was like pretty early 2000s.
You know what?
SpongeBob was 99, right?
Yeah, SpongeBob was 99.
I think Odd Parents was like 01, 02 maybe.
Parents release date. Yeah, 01.
Yeah.
March 30th, 01. So it was like riding the coattails of the 90s.
Yeah.
Because a lot of 90s cartoons, whether it be on Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, they kind of had like a similar drawing style.
Yeah.
And the earlier episodes of Fairly Odd Parents still kind of looked like that.
It was less polished. It was more like...
It was a little more raw.
Yeah.
But then later on, the show gradually got more and more polished.
Yeah.
But the comedy was still there.
The early episodes of Fairly Odd Parents are burned in my mind and will be forever.
Yes.
Like the B-side of the pilot where they went in the video game.
Yes. Oh, man. And I remember they took that episode and actually made it into a video game.
Yeah.
On the Nickelodeon website. And I played it a lot. I loved playing that. Because it was...
Gotta do it.
It was so cool because I remember when that episode came out, I was like, this show is awesome. And then actually getting to play as him in the cartoon world, it just blew my mind. It blew my mind completely. But I think a lot of the comedy comes from Cosmo, of course.
Yes.
And once again, Timmy's dad. another dad character.
Cosmo might just be my favorite cartoon character.
Of all time. He's hilarious. The voice actor for Cosmo, he does he's so good at sounding so stupid.
Yes.
But a lot of the kind of like back to the Sheen and Carl thing, the stupid jokes are really smart.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like a play on words.
They're like well-crafted stupid jokes.
Yeah.
They're intended to be so stupid that it took so much thought to make them that dumb.
Yes. And I also really liked the chemistry between him and Wanda.
Yeah.
Because she was like loud and overbearing, and he was kind of like the submissive type, which made it even more funny because they were kind of like a shadow of his own parents, which was the same situation.
Pretty much.
But except his own parents were even more stupid than they were.
Yes.
Man, I love that show. Now that's on Hulu too, I think.
Yes.
Or at least I think it used to be. If it's not, I would love to watch the rewatch. It's I think they just stopped making episodes for Fairly Odd Parents. That or Butch Hartman left and they took over and they're still making more episodes. Cuz they had been here recently still making more episodes. But they added in new characters like the baby and
I don't
they
remember
added
what
in
the other. There was a dog.
There was a dog. That's kind of when I stopped. Whenever they first introduced Poof, I was still kind of watching, but then eventually I just kind of trailed off and I didn't have. I was hardly ever home because I was doing high school things.
Yeah.
But yeah, they introduced like a dog, and then another main character, a female main character. I don't know. The show went crazy.
You got me. I stopped after Poof.
Yeah,
so
that's when I kind of stopped watching. But that's a great show. A great show. And of course, extremely color based.
Yes.
Which I think is cool. when cartoons can do that, when you think of a cartoon and you also think of the colors associated with that cartoon.
Like if you just saw a dude walking around with a all pink shirt, pink hat, you're like, that's a Timmy Turner cosplay. I don't care if he's just doing that. That's a Timmy Turner cosplay.
And then you walk up and tell him, and he's like, that was my plan.
It's like, how did you know? Like, I was also born in 1992.
He's like, now we're best friends. Or if someone gets green hair, I mean, it's Cosmo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd
Forget about it. You get that swirl on the front.
Oh man.
All right, Wanda, let's go.
You know, I actually named one of my horses. This is a little off topic, but
I'm sorry.
it's a little off topic. But I've been naming my horses on Red Dead Redemption online. I've been getting new horses, and then I've been naming them Fairly Odd Parents characters' names. So I got this girl horse, and I named it Philip.
It's a girl horse.
And then I got this like pinkish hued horse, and I named it Wanda.
Would you have to name one Jargon?
Yeah. Oh man.
What was his last name? Jargon
Von Strangle.
Ah,
Jorgen von Strangle.
there you go. Like what an on the nose name,
Right? A lot of the characters were kind of like that, but
Yeah.
I loved the show because you could tell. I don't even know how to put this into words exactly. Maybe you can kind of figure out what I'm trying to say and help me out.
I'll do my best.
Butch Hartman, the creator of the show,
Mm.
a lot of the characters were very. Not suave isn't the right word, but they had that like older, like Lizard Lounge feel to them, like the genie or I'm trying to think.
Wandissimo.
Yeah, but they I don't know how to explain it, but he had like this style, like this 1950s style. Maybe it was, I don't know. That's kind of what some of the characters reminded me of. I don't know why.
Yeah. They did kind of have like a nuclear family type aspect.
Yeah, and a lot of the drawing style was kind of that way too.
Yeah.
Like, cause you could kind of tell that the show. I don't think the show was set in recent times. I think later on it kind of was, but earlier on it was very 1950s because you never saw the parents' face, or like maybe 1960s. You never saw the parents' faces in the first couple of episodes. They had that like, oh hey Timmy, it's kind of like, you know. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
But then
about.
they kind of veered away from that, and I was like, oh man, that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But it was cool when it first came out and it was like that.
Interesting callback.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Thanks.
Nice one. I'm going to hit you with one
Yeah.
that I think about like off and on, and I'm like, what even happened in this show? Kablam.
Oh man. Kablam was weird.
Kablam. It was weird.
It was strange.
It was
Kablam was like,
I have no idea what happened in the show. I could not tell you.
well, because it was also like a mixed,
was like
a
action
mixed
figure.
media situation. That creeped me out some too. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie. But that was like the early times of Nickelodeon
Yes.
when things like that was like their shtick. Was to how weird can we get before it's like a little too weird?
Before it's too much.
Because it was like Kablam. That was the same time as like Uncle Skeeter.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, just odd shows.
Very strange ones.
Yeah. Try to tell me some things that happened in Kablam. Do you remember?
There was a lot of explosions.
There were a lot of explosions, but it was
and-
like
yeah.
they had action because it was like stop motion action figures.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I could really tell you. I remember Kablam, and I remember being creeped out by it, but I don't remember exactly what the premise of the show was.
Yeah. I couldn't tell. I think it was just some dude playing in his basement with action figures. That's like it was like what do kids look like when they play with action figures? What are they thinking about? And then they took that and put it into a show.
And then oh man,
And that was the premise.
what's the guy that created Robot Chicken?
Seth Green.
He saw that and he was like, I'm gonna make a show. It's gonna be even creepier than
I'm
this.
gonna blow this out of the water.
No, that's around the same time, because Nickelodeon had like phases
Yeah. Well,
before it became
that was
whatever
also,
it is now.
It was at the same time as kind of all of their live action stuff too. Like in the early days of the Amanda Show.
And Keenan and Kel.
Yeah.
Early Amanda Show, like when it first kind of came on.
Very, very early.
Keenan and Kel was way before that. All that.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they had the little tongue suppressor stick mascot. You remember him?
Yes.
I don't remember what his name was.
Nor do I.
But yeah, it was around those times when it was just, I don't know. That's the 90s that I remember is being a little bit creeped out watching the cartoons and just like slime everywhere.
Yes, there was slime for days.
Which I think they still do the slime thing, but I don't know. It's just
I don't know. I don't know that they even do.
It's not as nostalgic as it was.
Yeah. Nobody's like going out to Nickelodeon to get slimed.
No. They because I remember
man, Legends of the Hidden Temple. I just thought about that. Holy
not
cow.
a cartoon, but a great show.
Holy cow. I wanted to be on that so bad.
Double Dare, also good.
Too much.
Hidden Temple was also creepy. It was a little creepy.
Like the stuff that went on inside the temple, I guess, was creepy. Like the talking head that was always there.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a little weird.
Yeah, he was a little creepy. What was the other show that was creepy on Nickelodeon that I can't believe that they that they aired on Nickelodeon? Crypt. Tales of the Crypt? Is that what it's called?
Maybe.
Hang on, now I gotta look it up.
That was like a Goosebumps type thing, right?
Yes. Also Goosebumps. Creepy.
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt. That one like really creeped me out. And I'm almost positive that came on Nickelodeon. HBO's Tales from the Crypt. Nah, that came on Nickelodeon. Had to. No way. Apparently this was an adult show. I thought this was on kids television. Do you remember this show?
Like very vaguely. Not a lot though.
I'm gonna have to look into this one because I'm almost.
We'll do some research.
I'm gonna have to because I really thought that they showed that on Nickelodeon. I really did.
All right, I know I just went, but I'm interjecting again
It's
because
fine.
I just thought of another good one.
My mind is blown right now.
You're blowing up. I'm gonna blow your mind again. Angry Beavers.
Oh man. Also, and that's early 90s.
Yes.
I think which one was your favorite?
It's hard to pick. I want to say it was Daggett and
Norbert.
Yeah, Daggett and Norbert. Norbert was like the intelligent one.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, they were both idiots.
They were both pretty dumb.
Of the two, Norbert was smarter. See, the thing with Angry Beavers was I felt like it was an analog of my life with my brother.
Okay.
It just, do you not see that? It like felt like the two of us.
Sure, I can see it.
So I think that's why I attached myself to it so strongly.
You related to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was always Norbert, and then here comes Daggett to ruin my plans.
And that happened in that show a lot.
Yes.
Because
all the time.
Norbert was like kind of a smooth talking kind of guy, and then Daggett was like the overly aggressive, just chatty Cathy.
Yeah.
And man, I wish all these shows were somewhere that we could watch them. If only they made a 90s streaming service.
If only someone wanted to make $1 billion and put all these shows available.
Man, I kind of had forgot about Angry Beavers. I mean, I hadn't forgotten about it, but I just haven't thought about it in so long.
It's so good.
Man, I'll tell you another 90s show. I'm still taken back by Tales from the Crypt. I don't know what to do about that. But this is another one that I related to.
Yeah.
Hey Arnold.
You know what? I was gonna have that one for my last one.
Was that gonna be your last one?
I knew it wasn't gonna make it that long.
Ah man, so I'm sorry.
I'm fine with
Hey
that.
Arnold. I related to Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold
too.
was a big one.
It also kind of had that friend group, but he also did have that one friend.
Yeah.
Because
Good old Gerald.
And they had that special connection, which was always cool. But I related to him more because he was an only child. It was just him, and he had grandparents as parents. But to me, my parents are a little bit older than everyone else's parents, so I kind of had that connection too.
Yeah.
Not so much as having hippie parents, but
yeah,
because that's what they were.
I felt it in a way because like, Mom worked at the hospital every day. And then that was at the time when Dad was still working in Nashville.
So you were home alone a lot.
Well, I was just at home with my grandparents all the time.
True. So
I was like, we're like the same people.
Yeah. I think that was a good show because there weren't many shows that had single kids, only children.
Yeah.
Pretty much every cartoon character either had a brother or a sister.
Yeah.
So that's why I liked that. Also, great writing.
Yes.
The grandpa especially.
Yes.
He made a lot of innuendos that
never eat raspberries.
that we didn't get because he had pooped. No, he made a lot of innuendo. They both did.
Very good.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Very clutch.
Yeah, and then the whole Helga thing.
Yes, that was like the most simultaneously disturbing and yet amazing thing in the world to me.
Yeah,
that was her little shrine.
Oh, it was so gross.
I was like, this is really weird.
Yeah, but it was also relatable because whenever we were younger, that's how. Well, they didn't have shrines of us in their rooms, but that's how girls would flirt. They would be mean to you, but that's how they would say, "I like you."
Yeah.
But we didn't know that because we were stupid.
Because we're 9 years old and nobody knows about that.
Oh man!
And it was still like cooties.
Yeah. But the football head thing.
Football head. You know
Crazy.
what? I think I know why his mom's dead.
Wow. Great theme song too, by the way.
Oh yes.
Great. All 90s shows always had fantastic theme songs. What happened to those days, Matt?
They were all like, they walked into a recording studio where a jazz ensemble just happened to be there all day with nothing to do. And they were like, hey guys, let's just sit down for a while and make up all these theme songs.
Yeah.
And then they did it.
And then they were all great in their own kind of way. That's right. The Hey Arnold one was pretty jazz. Actually, a lot of it was like kind of jazzy.
Yeah. What was that? He had the whole New York style thing kind of going on.
Yeah.
So it was very like.
Yeah. They kind of pandered to that a good bit, which was cool. You never really saw New York placed shows outside of like the comic book area.
Yeah.
So I did like that. But man, that one's up there too.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that for all of them, but no, I've only said it. I've only said it for 3. Recess was up there for me. I mean, of course, SpongeBob is always gonna be at the top because I have a great love for SpongeBob, and we don't have to talk about that because we already had a whole episode about how much I love SpongeBob.
Yes, we did.
But Recess is way up there. I mean, to cause me to quit playing soccer, it must have been pretty important. And then Fairly Odd Parents, what a great show.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hey Arnold, yeah. How about some runner-ups? All right, we'll talk about some runner-ups here.
All right.
I could think of a couple that are some good runner-ups. Still really good shows, but not in like my tip top favorite shows.
Rocko's Modern Life.
That's one I was gonna say. I watched a good bit of Rocko's Modern Life.
Yeah.
It wasn't like my favorite.
As did I.
But I did like, and also they got away with a lot in that show.
They got away with a whole lot.
It was like that and Ren and Stimpy and Cow and Chicken.
Yes.
Those shows.
All 3 of those were so incredibly creepy.
They were creepy, but they got away with a lot of
incredibly adult themed.
A lot of sexual jokes.
Like Rocko's neighbors, like the weird green people.
Yeah.
God, they were horny like 24/7. That lady was
They were frogs, right?
Yeah, or whatever she was.
I'm pretty sure they were frogs.
She was always trying to get some.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Jesus.
Or finding out that Rocko, his work, he worked at a sex hotline.
Yeah. It's like,
They never outright said it, but
No.
when you go back and watch it, you know exactly what
Yeah.
he was doing, and it's hilarious.
So much.
Yeah. Now,
So weird.
Ren and Stimpy and Cow and Chicken, I didn't watch a whole lot of.
Cow and Chicken was like, that was like beyond the barriers of stupid. That even that young, I like couldn't handle that much idiocy.
Yeah. And
It
I
was
would
so
always
dumb.
get them confused, Ren and Stimpy and Cow and Chicken sometimes.
Yeah.
I think I did watch a little more Ren and Stimpy, but Cow and Chicken, like I think whenever it would come on and like mom or dad would walk into the room, they'd be like, "No, we'll let
not
you watch a
watching
lot of stuff, but you're not watching this."
Yeah.
Like, okay, fine.
You know what? A good runner-up, the original Pokemon anime.
I was thinking about that as well. We all did. All of our
Yeah.
friends. We watched all of that.
Yes.
And it was always so good. And that introduced a lot of people into anime.
Yeah.
A lot of, especially 90s kids.
Yeah.
I feel like 90s kids are the ones who, and maybe 80s, watch a lot of anime. And
Just because.
I blame it on Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon.
Yeah. As do I. It was like, they were like anime light versions.
Yeah. It wasn't like fighting. It kind of was.
In a way, it was.
But it wasn't with like swords and well, I guess if you want to call Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards magic, I guess that kind of is. But
yeah.
um,
But a lot of anime plot lines aren't like that though. They aren't.
No.
They aren't so kid type.
yeah, a lot of them are more adult themed and really good story writing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pokemon was great. Pokemon was like everyone watched it. Everyone was watching Pokemon. Everyone had Pokemon everything. I mean, we were all playing Pokemon video games. That was extremely important in our lives.
Yeah.
Everyone had like Pokemon T-shirts, and we all had the playing cards. I mean,
We
that was
all
extremely influential.
To see the movie.
We all went to see the movies.
As soon as it came out.
And man, well, actually, that was before the Jimmy Neutron thing. So I guess that was like
Yeah.
one of the big movies we all got excited about
Yeah.
because we watched the series on. I don't even know what it came on, what channel it came on.
WB.
WB. That's right. I had forgotten that. Those are on Netflix too.
Yeah.
I went back and watched a couple, and I was like, man, this was good.
Oh, so good.
Oh man.
So much sexual tension between two characters.
Yep. We all had it.
Brock and every female.
Brock and every nurse. No, yeah, Misty was a big crush too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know she was a cartoon, but she was a big crush.
It just opened the door for waifus. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep, that's where it all started.
Yep. Everyone's first waifu was a little redhead with suspenders.
Yeah, that was the 90s, man.
Yeah, it was.
Pokemon was the 90s.
Yeah. If I could dial up internet and Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But everything was Pokemon themed. Everything. They had it at Burger King. They had it at McDonald's. They had like video game, like computer games, Pokemon games.
Yep.
It was nuts, but it was genius.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Japan.
Man.
Good on you.
They got us.
They really did. I've got one more.
All right.
Another Butch Hartman special,
I know what it is.
and it's Danny Phantom.
Indeed.
Danny
I think
Phantom
that
was
one was
great.
early 2000s too. But
Also early 2000s, but still in the realm of our childhood watching cartoons, and I think that was one of the first like superhero. Well, we would like watch the old, because I remember coming over to your house and watching like the old Spider-Man cartoons.
yeah, old Spider-Man or like the animated Batman.
Animated Batman
when
for
that came
sure.
on.
I think that's a whole different category for some reason. I
Yeah.
don't know, because that wasn't like watching cartoons. I mean, it was, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain that exactly.
It was a very different type of cartoon.
It was a different type of cartoon, and we enjoyed it in a different way. It wasn't to sit down and laugh. I mean, there was comedy in them, and of course the animated Batman with Mark Hamill. Of course, it's going to be hilarious. But it was I don't know. It was different. It was different watching superhero shows. But this one was geared more towards like the slapstick comedy. situation, and it had a very relatable main character, awkward, kind of figuring out becoming a teenager.
I've got puberty, but now I also have ghost powers.
Which was kind of around the same time we were like entering into, because that was after Fairly Odd Parents. So it was around that time we were kind of becoming like 11 and 12 years old. Perfect timing, and also pretty good writing. And we all had a crush on Sam.
I did not.
Really? You didn't?
Maddie.
Oh.
His sister.
Okay, then. I see.
Yeah. I wasn't after the
I see where you're at.
I wasn't after the goth GF, all right. That wasn't me.
Well, that explains a lot for me then.
It does. It does.
But no, also, and I think Butch Hartman at that time was kind of a master at the colors for his time, because he learned a lot from like Hanna-Barbera, and he worked a lot of he wasn't like the producers or anything, but he worked on like Dexter, and he worked on Johnny Bravo, and all those shows were very color heavy. So he took all this, and especially all the Hanna-Barbera shows.
Yes.
So he took all of that type of, I don't know what the word, but those things, he took those tools and then he put them into his own shows, and that's what made them stand out to me amongst the other ones.
Yeah. I think it was just how everything had such an emphasis on like outlines.
Yes. Everything was very bold.
Yeah.
And the colors were always bright. And the same with Danny Phantom. Now, Danny Phantom was a bit darker, but the colors that did stand out were like, of course, the green. The green was everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the black and white suit. I thought that was so cool when he transformed into Danny Phantom. That got me super hype for no reason, but I got excited. Because, man, how cool would it have been to have had ghost powers when you were 12 years old?
That would have been so nice.
Man.
Slip into the wall and disappear.
Sometimes we think it would be great to have that power sometimes now.
It would be nice. I also realized that Maddie was his mom's name. Jasmine was his sister.
Makes a lot of sense.
All right, then.
I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm just kidding.
Then. No, you're not.
I'm not kidding.
It's fine.
It's the same with the same with Dexter's mom.
Yeah.
Butch Hartman knew what he was doing when he created that character too.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't saying Maddie Fenton didn't look good.
No, she did.
She did. She was also extra thick.
That, like I said, he got all the ideas from all the old 90s cartoons. So that's kind of why he kind of rolls into them.
Yeah.
Because those are the only two I can think of that I said that weren't really in the 90s, but he was kind of still using the same styles, which was smart. There should be more cartoons like that, but there's not, and I'm sad.
You know what I did? I think this was 90s. It may have been more 2000s too, but and I have to be specific when I say this, because there's like 5 different series, but the Scooby-Doo that was like not 60s Scooby, but before they went really janky with everything.
Yeah.
That and it was in the same era as like the pup named Scooby, kind of.
Okay.
But it was the older Scooby. I think it was New Adventures, but it may have been before that too. That Scoob era
was good for you, huh?
Pretty great.
I do have to say though, I didn't watch as much of that as I did the 60s Scooby-Doo.
I did too.
I watched that
I
one
think
a
I've
lot.
watched every episode of old Scooby.
Yeah. Because I watched a lot of Boomerang. That's what I did watch a lot of on Cartoon Network is Boomerang. I watched all those old shows.
Old Looney Tunes.
Oh man, Looney Tunes. Yeah, quite a bit of Looney Tunes.
Tom and Jerry.
I didn't even think about Looney Tunes. I watched a lot of that. Wow. Especially
Tom and Jerry was.
Tom and Jerry wasn't Looney Tunes.
No, but it was. I'm trying to think of when that came out.
Well, they were still making new episodes.
Yeah. But I mean, it was older, but I can't remember
how
much older.
Paved the way for not having any
Censors.
words. Well, censors, but having no words.
No words.
Tom and Jerry release date.
When there were words in the show, you were like, what is happening? People are speaking.
You tell me when you think Tom and Jerry first came out.
It feels to me...
Because I didn't know this.
I mean, it looks like a 70s cartoon, but I'm going to assume that it was later than that.
Later, as in like...
Later as in closer to now.
Incorrect.
Earlier than that?
It came out in 1940.
Wow.
1940.
Oh, you're talking about the real old Tom and Jerry then.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I thought that's what we were saying.
There you go. I mean, I've watched all those too, but I thought you were talking about the later stuff.
Oh, later. No, I didn't know it came out in 1940. That's crazy.
Pretty old.
I want a Looney Tunes release date. I'm just curious now. Looney Tunes came out in the 40s too.
Yeah.
Almost 50s. 1947. Looney Tunes was great. Looney Tunes also paved a massive way
Yes.
for so many other things. And don't even get me started on Space Jam, okay? Well, you know what?
Lola.
I actually think it would be kind of cool if we had a whole podcast dedicated to Space Jam.
Yeah.
If we like sat down and rewatched it, because a lot happens in that movie.
It does.
I think it'd be cool to sit down and watch it and then come in and talk about Space Jam.
Just like busting it. Come on and slam.
Oh man, all the songs, Fly Like an Eagle, is so nostalgic to me because of that. That
was
movie.
like. I think that's the first time I can remember seeing someone who was famous outside of movies.
Yeah,
be in a
being
movie.
in a movie. That might have been the first. Well, it probably wasn't the
No,
first
it
time.
definitely
happened.
wasn't the first time.
But I guess
it was
for
the first
us
time
to
for
see,
us.
Yeah, yeah. And he was a terrible actor.
Yeah.
He was not good.
Michael Jordan was not a good actor.
But I mean, the star of the show was the cartoon characters.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
He was just there.
Yeah, and then Bill Murray.
Yeah. Man, Bill Murray.
Who was the other guy? Oh, now we're gonna start
What a
talking about it.
pioneer of industry that guy is.
We could have a whole podcast on Bill Murray movies. I'm trying to think of what the guy's name was that was Michael Jordan's assistant.
It was the same guy that was like Neebly in Jurassic Park.
Yes.
I can never remember his name.
And he voiced a couple of Disney characters too.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta
He was
look it up
always
now.
like the bumbling.
Yeah.
incompetent
Oh man,
guy.
here we go. I've looked up a lot of things today.
Why can I not remember his name?
No, don't put out a Space Jam 2, please.
I'm afraid it's gonna come.
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know his name was Wayne Knight. No. Yes, it is Wayne Knight. Because his name in the show was Stan,
Yeah.
and then his actual name is Wayne Knight. Yeah. Yeah, Looney Tunes was good. There's more that I can think of, but we could just we just keep rambling on about
Yeah.
that.
We rambled for too long. It is time for something else. It's time for us to move on to.
It is time.
What in the world are you listening to?
Yeah.
You thought you were going to get away without having to give an answer this
I know.
week.
I actually forgot about it.
I know you did. You forget about it every week. That's why I keep bringing it back.
Yeah.
I'm constantly catching you off guard, and that's what I love about it.
No,
That's my
great.
favorite thing.
Thank you.
It's your time to go first this week.
I just thought of 2 more cartoons. Okay, my
Good.
turn. My turn. I have been listening to, and since you know me, this is going to sound generic because it's just things that I always listen to. But I re-listened to Villains, Queens of the Stone Age, in the entirety of the album. Because I'm just now coming off of my not listening to music as much
Yeah.
phase. I had like a couple weeks where I was just listening to a lot of podcasts or just listening to a couple of songs here and there in the car. So now I'm kind of back into the listening to more music, and I started it off. Well, of course I've been listening to the Raconteur stuff, but
Yeah.
but I because I was listening to Queens of the Stone Age a lot for quite some time because I like
a lot.
it was quite a bit because whenever I found out about them, I like dug into their discography and just didn't dig back out for a while.
He did not come up for air.
So no, I I came back to the Villains album and I listened to that 2 days ago,
Yeah,
maybe 3 days ago.
When we went down to, it was on Sunday, because it was still playing when I got in the car.
Right, that's when I listened to it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, as you know, yesterday was Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
So what better way to
Did you listen to Toby
celebrate? No, I didn't listen to Toby Keith. But I did listen to the most American band that ever existed,
Keith?
Damn Yankees.
You know, you actually played me a couple.
Yeah.
We did we listen to most of the album in the car on the way back home?
Just like 2 or 3 songs.
Oh, I think it was 3 songs.
But I listened to so much.
How many albums do they have?
Oh, just the 2.
Okay.
But I just listened to all of that and then some live shows because, man, they were so good.
If people don't know who Damn Yankees is,
It is like,
it's refresh them.
it's the most super of super groups.
It's a big super group.
All right, it's Ted Nugent, Tommy Shaw from Styx,
Mm-hmm.
who, like my musical man crush, probably Tommy Shaw.
Okay.
He's a beautiful man.
All right.
He just is. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not sorry.
Don't be sorry.
He's a beautiful man.
There's no guilty pleasures here, man.
Jack Blade of that was Night Ranger, and then so was the drummer, and I cannot remember his name right now. Can't remember.
Fine.
But it was just, well, he didn't sing on anything.
Yeah.
But Jack Blade and Tommy Shaw did most of the singing, and then Ted kind of just did Ted things on guitar.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I had a thought in my head because growing up, I remember you loved 2 super groups,
Yes.
and one of them was Damn Yankees, and the
Yes.
other was Chickenfoot.
Yes.
But Sammy Hagar sang in Chickenfoot.
Yes.
Okay, that's right. Because I thought because I was like, when's he gonna say Sammy Hagar? But they're like, no, it was a whole different band.
No, different band.
Different band.
Yeah.
It was Joe
Satriani.
Satriani was in Chickenfoot.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. You listened to Chickenfoot a lot.
Yes, I did.
When when you were like first
that-
kind of getting into playing guitar. A lot of Chickenfoot.
They had like just come out in 2000. I think it was 2010 that album came out. So that was like our senior year.
Yeah, that's right.
They had just come out, and it was like
Changed
so
your
good.
changed your life
yeah.
a little bit.
That was when I first started. That was probably the first time I really listened to Chad from RHCP.
Oh yeah, and realized what a
What a monster of a drummer he is.
yeah. He is basically just a human metronome,
Yeah.
which is incredible. Not a lot of people can do that.
Too good. But
So
yeah,
there you go.
Damn Yankees. Go, you know what? Listen to the first album. It's like such a beautiful slice of pure, raw American rock and roll.
There you go.
I can't even. That it stands on its own.
And can you blame it on Ted Nugent? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It is a lot of Ted.
Because he's probably one of the most American rock and roll guys that's ever walked the face of the
Yes.
earth.
Like he might as well just walk around in like Uncle Sam suit all the time because that's him.
People will say, "So who's Trump's president?" No, it's me. I'm Ted Nugent. How you doing? This is me.
Yes. Ted for president.
There you go. 2020.
Make
Ted
it happen.
Nugent. Ted Nugent for president.
Vote for Ted. If he's not on the ballot, write him in.
Just write
If
it
enough people write
in
him
the
in,
blank spot.
enough people write him in, we can really confuse the polls.
They're like, "Who's Ted Nugent?"
No, they know all too well.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I've got to say these last 2 cartoons because they popped into my head.
Let him out.
These last two. Some
All
more
right, I'm
honorable
ready.
mentions. All right. My Life as a Teenage Robot.
I thought about that one as well.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Also, yes.
Also great shows.
Yeah.
Very, very good shows.
Foster's was definitely 2000s, but
Foster's was definitely 2000s.
it was like mid 2000s, right? I think it started 2005, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, because it kind of fell into whenever we kind of stopped watching cartoons as much.
Although
But
I watched a lot of Foster's.
I did too. And did we ever really talk about it? Like us, like going home and watching Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
I don't think so.
No, we did. We did because we made a lot of cheese jokes.
Oh yeah.
But when did it come out? That's what I want to know. Maybe it was. I didn't mean to. I meant to click on release date, not red guy. I clicked reboot. They're not going to do a reboot. I want to know when the release date is. Okay, here we go. 2004. So not
too.
It was still pretty early on.
Mid 2000s.
That one was cool because yes, we were a little bit older at that time. Actually, how old were we in 2004?
12.
We were 12, so we were quite a bit older at that point. But because we were getting close to going to high school.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that summer we both got phones and we were sending pictures to each other, and the cheese thing was part of that thing.
Yes, it was.
We'll talk about that at another time. But that one we were a little bit older, but it was a little bit, well, for me anyways, it was a little bit nostalgic because imaginary friends was a big deal for me because I had them when I was younger because I was an only child.
Yeah.
So it was cool seeing real imaginary friends walking around. I think that's why I liked the show so much. And the writing was also great.
Yes.
But yeah, there you go. There's some. There's a lot of cartoons that we watched.
Go watch all of them.
Go watch if you can. You can probably watch them illegally on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's
or
how
you know what?
that's how we're
Surf the
gonna do
deep
it.
web. Get a VPN first. All
Yeah.
right.
Otherwise, your computer's gonna blow up.
But yeah.
Or the FBI is gonna come find you. One of the two.
Yeah.
And you sure don't. Or you're gonna see some stuff you just don't want to see.
Yeah. Be safe out there, kids.
Yeah. No, I've talked to a couple of people that have been on the deep web, and they said it wasn't a pretty place.
Yeah.
Or the dark web, same thing.
Not
Dark
exactly.
web is different. Yeah, because dark web is like scary.
That's like human trafficking.
Yeah. No, people saw some videos that they didn't want to see. They were like trying to find information out about like the government or something.
Yeah.
And then before they could click on some things, they like saw some videos that weren't that weren't pretty.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's it. That's the whole podcast.
That's it.
Let's go get some food. I'm starving.
Yep. It's about that time.
It's
About
about-
that time, folks. What do you know about that? Wrap it up around here. We got to get it out that door now.
Wow.
Hey, I don't know what to tell you.
Thanks for listening to Nova Talks. We've got some shows coming up.
Oh, yeah.
We're playing with Seti Mac and Rufus Dawkins.
June 1st.
June 1st in Clarksville at Tour de Ville, which is going to be really cool. It's like geared towards bikers. This is going to be an interesting event.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to
be, like 40 acts?
There's going to be a lot of artists.
Yeah.
So we're playing with Rufus Dawkins and Seti Mac June 19th or 17th? 19th. I don't remember. Do you remember what date we're playing Tilt Fest? It's not the weekend of the 8th, but the next weekend after that. It's a Friday.
It would be 15th. Oh, so it'd be 14th.
Okay, so maybe June 14th. Probably June 14th.
Yeah, possibly.
We're playing Hadley Park with Seti Mac at Tilt Fest. And then in July, we're actually going to have a Stray Nova show, Matt.
Ooh.
It's going to be just us.
Oh.
And it's going to be us. We're playing at the Crying Wolf in Nashville. We're playing with two bands. We're playing with Sleazy Sleazy, and we're playing with Westfall. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Gonna be cool.
And then in August, we just got confirmed we're going to be playing Possum Stock.
Possum Stock.
Yeah.
It'd be good to be back.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. And to be playing under the new name, new music. So if you want to hear some new tunes, come out to those shows and listen to us. Also,
Indeed.
if you like rap music, if you like R&B stuff, come out because I think we're just like basically the band for Rufus and Seti Mac now.
Yeah.
That's
just our
not
separate identity.
Yeah, we're not officially, but you know, if they ever need a band, we're like, hey, you want a band? They're like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So we go play for them.
Let's go.
So if you like R&B music and rap music, then you'll love both of those artists
Yes.
for different reasons. They have similar styles, but not really at all. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense what I just said.
Yeah,
but
no.
I mean, because Rufus raps and Seti Mac raps,
Sort of.
and Rufus sings and Seti Mac sings, but it's
Yeah.
like two totally opposite sides
Yeah.
of the spectrum. So if you like that, go check them out. Just go to our Facebook page, just Stray Nova, or go to our Instagram page at Stray Nova, and we'll be posting dates on those sites so you know where to go and what time to be there. That's it. There you go. You got anything you want to tell them?
No. I mean, I have things that I want to tell them, but I can't tell you here. They will come and get me. There's a lot out there that you need to know, all right? There are things that the government doesn't want you to know that I can't tell you here because if I do, they will be through that window. They will kill me. Be careful.
This has been Nova Talks. My name is Dalton.
My name is Matt.
And
at least it used to be. It's probably not anymore. I got to change my name, get a new face. Bye!
We'll talk at you next week.
Get this door open!